The following is a production of Florida State University's Office of University Communications. Coming up on FSU Headlines. Hard hats, please. Florida State University's building careers. A Florida State professor's building better robots. And Florida State's building a brand new name and more for its Festival of the Fine and Performing Arts. Stay tuned for these stories and more. Construction on FSU Headlines starts now. Hello and welcome to another edition of FSU Headlines. I'm Dennis Schnitker, coming to you from the beautiful William Johnston building here at Florida State University. Around 2,500 Florida State University students have earned degrees this summer, and many of them made their way to the Donald L. Tucker Civic Center at Florida State University to participate in the summer commencement ceremony. Here's a look at how FSU bids a fond farewell to its newest graduating class.
This morning to pay tribute to our graduates who have worked hard to earn their degrees and who will today embark on new journeys. On behalf of the university and this assembly, I congratulate them and wish them success. One of the nation's most recognized and respected weather forecasters, Janice Huff has spent more than 3 decades making a name for herself in the meteorological community. Huff, who earned a Bachelor of Science in Meteorology from Florida State in 1982 and was named a grad made good by the university in 2002, is chief meteorologist for NBC4 New York's weekday newscasts. We know that she's proud to be a Florida State University grad, and we are absolutely thrilled and proud that she is one of our alums. It is my pleasure to introduce you to Janice Huff.
I remind you to absorb this moment. Remember the feeling. Take a selfie, because I know you will, like I did. Lots of postings going on. Relive this entire experience from the instant you step foot on this campus to this very day. This is once in a lifetime. Cherish it. I hope your life experience here at FSU was just as exciting as your learning experience. And as you ascend this stage to receive your degree, may you always have a sense of how important and unique you are, and never doubt how much you have to give. Give it all you've got, and then give some more. Good luck, Godspeed, and go Noles. Thank you.
We extend to you our sincere congratulations, and you may now change your tassels from right to left.
Alexander Beckers, cum laude. Hunter Joseph Jones, cum laude. Christian Gabriel Rodriguez. Andrew Justin Silva. Dion Richard Telfair. Roberto Tiliano. James Ethan Brewster.
Christian Doug Kim. Aaron Jacqueline Kennedy. Jason J. Dean. Caroline Alexandra.
And roughly 1,200 students walked across the stage during this year's summer commencement ceremony. Congratulations to all of the graduates. A select few of those summer graduates earned a special honor, joining the prestigious ranks of Florida State University's Garnet and Gold Scholar Society. Students excelling in the areas of leadership, internship, service, international study, and research are inducted into the society. Each must complete service in at least 3 of those 5 areas and write a reflection paper detailing their experiences at Florida State and beyond. It's a chance for these students to expand their education outside the classroom and to have a complete college experience.
Well, I get to sit on the front row at graduation, so it's wonderful. When I see that medallion cross the stage and see the president grin a little bit larger because they see that student coming toward them, when I get to see them stand as a group at graduation and be recognized, that's what it's all about. I love graduation anyway, but then to see the Garnet Gold Scholars go through the program is an extra bonus.
I was already very inspired to do something with my college career other than just saying that I go to FSU and I just go to school and that's it. So this allowed me to not only step out of my comfort area, but it helped me get an enriching experience that I'll never forget.
And we say congratulations to all of this year's inductees. Can robots keep humans out of harm's way? College of Engineering Assistant Professor Jonathan Clark thinks so. He's working to make that idea a reality. Clark researches animal movement, specifically how animals run, move, jump, and climb, and he's using those findings to build robots. It's all an effort to help robots move more gracefully through the world.
Robots are really useful. Sort of traditionally, we talk about the dull, dirty, and dangerous jobs, places you don't want to put a human. And so a lot of those are outdoors or in areas that are sort of broken down, maybe in rubble after an earthquake. So you want to be able to put something there that can replace a human that still has some of the intelligence and some of the mobility that we would have. But if something bad happens, you've lost a robot, you're out a little bit of money, you don't have to write a letter home to anybody's mother. And so those are the kinds of things we're trying to do. So you can do small, fast, mobile systems that can get quickly into these areas and do the scouting that we need, or be able to do the small tasks that we need in an inexpensive and in a reasonable way that doesn't endanger human life.
Dr. Clark isn't the only one who thinks these ideas have massive potential. The National Science Foundation agrees. The NSF awarded Dr. Clark an early career award worth $400,000. That will help Dr. Clark and his grad students advance their research.
We're pretty excited to get that. The NSF is sort of the champion of this sort of scientific literacy of our country, and they promote that through supporting a lot of different research. And I was tremendously honored to get this award. It sort of singles out, says as a young researcher, here's a chance for you to pursue something that you're passionate about.
The Faculty Early Career Development Grant is the NSF's most prestigious award in support of faculty who exemplify the role of teachers and scholars through the integration of research and education. Our next headline, the Florida State University's Alumni Association honors outstanding alumni with its 30 Under 30 program. The Florida State University Alumni Association's 30 Under 30 award recognizes Florida State alumni under age 30 who show exceptional achievement and make significant contributions to his or her profession, community, or university.
The education at FSU set the foundation for where I am today, but truly what it was for me from FSU is more than just the education, but the overall experience. The ability to network, the ability to connect, the ability to diversify myself through football, through the arts, through traveling abroad. The education provided that core foundation, but it was everything that surrounded it that really set my time at FSU apart from where anyone else would have gone.
My mentors are here. I was poured into and invested in. It allowed me to do so many amazing things that propelled me into my career. I got to be on homecoming court. I was a resident assistant. I got to be a White House intern, all because of people here that really poured their time and their mentorship into me.
I'm really looking at trying to bring up more engineering in terms of high school students and middle school students, and really bring engineering to a younger generation. Right now I'm working with some organizations in the government to try and help bolster the gap that we essentially have in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics for young students, and really looking at trying to stand up my own organization and really work with those folks.
And while each of the 30 alumni recognized this year has a different story to tell, one similarity remains the same: their love for Florida State. Well, still to come on FSU Headlines, from the baseball diamond to the conference room.
I was interested in sales, and my father was in the sales business, so I thought, well, business would probably make some sense for me to do.
A decision that produced a Hall of Fame career. The story when FSU Headlines continues in a moment.
A spirit roams these parts. A spirit of respect, competition, and academic greatness. Some call our spirit myth. Others call it legend. We call it Florida State University.
When you purchase a Florida State University license plate, you're supporting students, like me. Tag, you're in.
Welcome back to FSU Headlines. I'm Dennis Schnitker. You can find successful Florida State University graduates in all 50 states, including the northwest corner of Ohio. That's where you'll find one of Florida State's most successful business grads. FSU Headlines reporter Sam Lane has the story.
In a two-room corner office in Sylvania, Ohio, is HDD Holdings, a company Don Harbaugh created to manage his investments under one roof.
I want to stay occupied, keep my mind so active, and help people. And then this gave me the vehicle to do that.
You could say vehicles have been the drive behind Don's success, but let's change gears and shift into reverse. Growing up, the Toledo native appeared destined to play professional baseball.
Tigers, being right next to Detroit, were interested. The Indians were interested in drafting me in high school. My father said, don't waste your draft pick. He's going to be the first Harbaugh to go to college.
Don ditched the cold to attend Florida State on a baseball scholarship, where he was a pitcher for the Seminoles and a member of the 1970 team that played for a national title.
That was what we got for finishing second. And Southern Cal got exactly the same thing, but theirs was gold and ours is silver.
At first, Don studied to be a dentist, but the chemistry just wasn't right.
Got to organic chemistry, and that sort of took care of my dental career.
So Don followed in the family business.
I was interested in sales, and my father was in the sales business, so I thought, well, business would probably make some sense for me to do.
Don graduated with a degree in marketing in 1971 and headed home to Ohio to get his first taste of life as a traveling salesman.
It was the other side of from the book education to the real world education.
In 1973, after being turned down for jobs many times by his father, Don was hired by his dad at a manufacturer's representative agency. He worked almost exclusively on the Toledo Molding and Die account, an automotive plastics supplier focusing on heating, ventilation, and air conditioning components.
That's when air conditioning was first coming in to be an integral part of a car. So then we started making the units themselves. Toledo Molding and Die was pretty instrumental in helping develop the integrated, more air conditioning systems.
About 15 years later, Don made the jump from employee to president when he, his father, and his brother bought Toledo Molding and Die.
Yeah, this was my office, right?
After his father retired, Don was named chairman, CEO, and president of the company. Under Don's leadership, TMD built 5 new manufacturing plants, increased employment to over 1,100 people, and grew the company's sales from around $20 million a year to over $250 million a year.
It's like the great American dream. You get that one opportunity, and I got to be part of it.
But the dream turned into a nightmare with the collapse of the American automotive industry in the late 2000s.
It's going to be some rough times here. We're going to have to cut back on some personnel. We're going to have to, reduce salaries across the board by 10-15%. We're going to have to suspend 401ks. We're going to have to do, and those are not fun. Those are not fun things. But we did as a team.
With Don's business judgments and steady hand, the company survived when many of his competitors didn't.
Sometimes you get a little lucky too, but the harder you work, the luckier you get. And I think that proved for us to be true.
In November of 2011, Don sold Toledo Molding and Die. At the same time, his investment with BX Solutions, a Toledo-based transportation and logistics company, took off.
They were having a little bit of a struggle finding investors, typical startup kind of thing. My attorney was talking with them. They approached me to be an angel investor.
Don continued to invest in BX Solutions and last year became the owner and chairman of the board of the company.
It's just one of the investments I have in HDD Holdings, so but it's a big one. It's my biggest one.
But Don's true passion lies outside the workplace.
Hello, young man. Good. How you doing? I guess if you put it in a nutshell, that's probably my number one passion is really the Boys and Girls Clubs. It's a place where you see it every day. You're saving lives.
Like from the kids of the Boys and Girls Club of Toledo, and they all sign it.
I can't think of a better organization to support. Better place to put time, effort, and treasure.
A man dedicated to giving, Don Harbaugh wishes the next wave of business students to remember, when they become successful, don't forget where you came from.
If you're lucky, make sure you're ready to, when you get that education and you become successful, make sure you're ready to give back, not only to your university, but to your community.
And for Don, it started at Florida State University.
Getting a job just got easier for students and alumni at Florida State University thanks to the generosity of a Tampa tech tycoon. FSU Headlines reporter Kate Mueller joins us now from the Dunlap Student Success Center with the story of the newly opened Tony DiBenedetto FSU Career and Guidance Lab. Kate?
Hi, Dennis. Tampa businessman Tony DiBenedetto recently donated $100,000 to FSU to help build the lab. The Career Center offers students and alumni services such as mock job interviews, resume building strategies, and even help finding a job after graduation. 1987 Florida State graduate Tony DiBenedetto is living proof of how beneficial these services can be. The Tampa executive believes the center played a key role in helping him get a job.
It's neat to come back and give something small back, but I honestly don't think I would have done well as an adult. I don't think I would have done well at Arthur Andersen. I don't think I would have started my own company had I not this beginning.
DiBenedetto is the founder, CEO, and chairman of TriBridge, a national technology service firm. While he was a student at Florida State, he worked full-time at the Career Center, and now he's giving back.
Nothing is more gratifying than to have alumni stay involved and give back to the university and show that commitment to the university that carries on for a lifetime.
The resources here are really tremendous. The fact that we're adding to those resources to help the students is very rewarding personally, but also certainly from all of our businesses' perspectives, we're going to make some students be that much more successful.
The Career Center assists more than 16,000 FSU students each year, a number that's likely to grow thanks to the generosity of Tony DiBenedetto. Dennis, back to you.
All right, Kate, thanks for that report. Imagine playing a video game that's actually a test in disguise.
This is the interface coming into the game, and you start off, if you were a new player, you'd enter Playground 1, and this has
Physics Playground is a video game that uses stealth assessment to measure and support a student's understanding of, you guessed it, physics. Developed by Florida State University researcher Valerie Shute, the game will be available to users of the Mari technology platform in the very near future.
I'm very excited. I mean, instead of going from little studies of, 100 kids here, 160 kids here, playing on it, suddenly, and this is what I've wanted for a long time, is for kids to be able, lots and lots of kids to be able to engage in this.
The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation funded the research that helped produce Physics Playground in an effort to help middle and high school students to better understand physics. The Mari platform uses performance data collected through fun and engaging games to assess what students know and then helps them close their achievement gaps. Drivers, start your engines. A team of engineering students put the pedal to the metal in a team competition. FSU Headlines reporter Emily Zaire flagged them down to learn all about their special project. And Emily, what'd you find out?
Thanks, Dennis. The FAMU FSU College of Engineering Society of Automotive Engineers had its highest finish ever recently at the SAE Baja competition. The team of students design and build their own off-roading vehicle. Throughout the year, the team tests the car to perform at the Baja competition. This year's race was held in Peoria, Illinois. The race puts the car through a series of obstacles, like driving over potholes, rocks, and through mud and creeks. The team raced for 2 hours and 15 minutes and completed nearly half of the laps, finishing in 46th place, their highest finish in club history.
The main issue that we had was the front steering. It was receiving damage a little bit too easily, and because of that we lost some race time. We were able to fix it. The car does drive and works just fine. However, if that would have been something that we would have addressed prior to the competition, the results would have shown that.
What's next for the team? They'll make the proper adjustments to the car and race it again in next year's competition, hopefully to set another record. Back to you, Dennis.
Okay, thanks for that report, Emily. It looks like a lot of fun as well as a lot of work. Well, still to come on FSU Headlines, a new name for FSU's premier art series.
Listen to my plea. Santa Claus, Santa Claus.
Welcome to opening nights, when FSU Headlines continues in a moment. Welcome back to FSU Headlines. I'm Dennis Schnitker. Florida State University's art series has a new name, but it's keeping the great performances and teaching opportunities. Florida State's Festival of the Arts, formerly known as 7 Days of Opening Nights, is now officially Opening Nights Performing Arts. Opening Nights has become a staple in the region for arts lovers, from musical performances by some of the biggest names in the industry to creative writing lectures and much, much more. There's something for everyone. And the new season of performances kick off very soon. You can check out all the acts online at openingnights.fsu.edu. The FSU Police Department is on the case to help the Special Olympics.
We're here today to give some money to Leon County Special Olympics. Capital City Challenge is a motorcycle organization that we compete, train every year to raise money for kids organizations. Our adopted program is the Leon County Special Olympics.
The Florida State University Police Department, along with its partners, the Tallahassee Police Department and Leon County Sheriff's Office, raised $10,000 during the annual Capital City Challenge. In the spring, law enforcement departments from around the state participate in motorcycle challenges and raise funds and awareness for great causes like the Leon County Special Olympics.
We raise money, we get donors, we get sponsors to pay for stuff, and we attempt to raise money for Special Olympics because our focus is kids organizations. Special Olympics is near to dear to a lot of us. We have a lot of friends that have Special Olympians that we like to give to them so they can buy uniforms, go to Orlando and compete. We enjoy dealing with the kids. They love the motorcycles. We love dealing with the kids and working with the kids and watching the kids and helping them support their endeavors to grow.
And in 10 years, the Capital City Challenge has donated more than $120,000 to the Special Olympics of Leon County. Florida State University wants to be the most veteran-friendly campus in the country, and we want to share our student veteran stories. So, meet FSU Air Force veteran Abby Kinch.
My name is Abby Kinch, and I'm a student veteran at Florida State University. Growing up, I did really well in school. I got good grades and graduated at the top 5% of my high school class. But when I went to college, I focused more on the social aspect of school. I didn't want to go to class, I didn't study, I didn't take anything seriously, and after 3 semesters, I was at the point of failing. My GPA was dropping and I really wasn't doing anything about it. But then 9/11 happened and I began to think a little differently. I knew I could do something better with my life, something where I could make a difference. So a few days later, I was sitting in an Air Force recruiter's office, and it's probably the smartest thing that I've ever done. I needed the structure, the drive, the motivation to work for something bigger than myself. I became an airborne cryptologic linguist, and I got to learn Chinese. But then my life took another detour. After a few years in the Air Force, family obligations came up, and I decided to leave the military. But I knew I needed a college education to pursue my goals. That's where Florida State came in. A lot of my family attended FSU, so becoming a Seminole just seemed right. And looking back, I couldn't have chosen a better university. And after being in the military, I knew I wasn't going to make the same mistakes I did my first time in college. While at FSU, the Student Veteran Center reached out to me, and I really started to become engaged in student veteran issues. I joined the Collegiate Veterans Association and moved into a leadership position. Student veterans definitely have challenges adapting to civilian college life. I know I did. I really couldn't relate to other students because I viewed everything from a different context because I'd served the country. But the Student Veterans Center helped me connect with others and got me to the point where I was more comfortable with my college experience. Seeing what FSU does for its veterans, it really is an honor to attend a university that guides us towards graduation and employment. At Florida State, I know I'm part of a legacy.
And you can find out more about the student veterans at Florida State by visiting veterans.fsu.edu. That's going to do it for this edition of FSU Headlines, but you can see more news from Florida State University anytime at Florida State 24/7. That's the official news website of Florida State University, and you can find it at news.fsu.edu. On behalf of everyone here at Florida State University, I'm Dennis Schnitker. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.